Quidax is one of the few digital assets exchanges that were recently licensed by the Nigerian Securities and Exchange Commission. Last week, the SEC's Executive Commissioner in charge of operations, Bola Jumale, says further developments should be expected within the country's digital assets industry. Joining me now for the digital assets sector deep dive is Buchi Okoro. He is the co-founder and CEO at Quidax. Thanks for making it to the show tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bring me to speed on the developments in your sector. Everybody seems to be more worried about inflation, food prices, petrol prices. So folks perhaps tend to forget those of you in the digital asset sector. How has it been?
It's been a very interesting time. Over the past month, especially, we've seen Bitcoin do a lot of wonders and just a lot of increased interest in Bitcoin and crypto in general. And then on the background of that, there's now regulation and licensing in Nigeria, right? Which has made things a lot clearer and then a lot more interesting.
Would you say that's the biggest development of the year for you?
Definitely.
Not Bitcoin goes to $100,000.
Oh, no. Because if Bitcoin goes to $1 million and then there is no framework for participating in that upside for the Nigerian ecosystem, then it means nothing.
So you think the regulation providing framework for participation is key?
I think is absolutely key. I think the SEC has done an absolute fantastic job of providing that framework and then, taking the bold step to actually now bring people into the sandbox and give them licensing and the framework to
How does it feel for you at Quidax, for example, going through an SEC which perhaps maybe until recent years you never thought it ever existed as a regulatory organization as you go into the FinTech, digital currency, digital asset space?
So going through the process, we've started the process a long time ago, started the engagement with the SEC, right? But things took a very dramatic turn in 2024, right? With the new administration of the SEC, who are very, very knowledgeable about crypto. And then it showed, like, from even the licensing framework, that they understood the asset and they understood how to regulate the asset. So there's a very major stride. So it's like day and night in terms of our engagements with the SEC from all the previous years up until 2024.
Until you have the new Director General and the new board,
yes.
The Executive Commissioners at the SEC. So to you and the rest of the folks in your industry, you think the new SEC under Emomotimi Agama seem to understand digital asset currency a whole lot more than previous regime? And now the framework, the coast is clear in terms of what needs to be done, how it needs to be done, and why Nigeria should be part of the global digital assets industry. Because we can't ignore it.
Yes. There is a lot more clarity. It's day and night, as I said previously. I think the new administration has done a lot to understand, and then it shows from how they are engaging the sector and the industry. I think Nigeria has such an important role to play in cryptocurrency, and our participation is super key. So providing that framework and the regulation makes it possible for us to truly participate and be a part of that conversation in the world.
So what are the when you look at the broader impact of cryptocurrency in Nigeria, how do you think this really impacts the economy? Not just in terms of the numbers of Nigerians, whether they're young or old, who are participating in digital asset trading, but in terms of how does it really impact the economy?
We can look at it from a number of points of view, right? So when you think about the opportunities it creates for people to not just invest or make some money off Bitcoin, but for people to even get jobs, right? Besides that, you have Nigeria today on Chainalysis report is number 2 in terms of crypto adoption, right? Now, if we do not have a clear framework, you have little to no investment coming into the ecosystem. You have no FDIs coming in from crypto, which means we have a lot of value. We are exporting that value, exporting the eyeballs to foreign companies, increasing their valuation. You don't have any FDI coming to Nigeria. We can't capture that value, right? And then you look at it from like a tax perspective, there's a lot that can happen there. You look at it from an employment opportunity, and then even for people to have ideas, to be enterprising, and to know they can build in Nigeria for Nigerians to be part of it, and then they actually capture and create value from that. I think the opportunities are they're immense for Nigeria being a part of that conversation.
Yeah, interesting about the potential for growth in that particular sector, and I'm interested in that. Now that we have digital exchanges, in the manner of speaking, how do you guys really intervene within the ecosystem?
That's an interesting way to put it. So we don't necessarily intervene. What we do is we provide a platform for people to come and do their transactions, right? So we make sure, right now with the licensing regime, we make sure that the platform, the customers who are doing transactions on the platform, they're properly KYC'd. We provide the guardrails for security, for safety, to make sure customers know what they're doing, to make sure that the assets that they're investing in are actually safe for them to invest and be a part of it, right? And then, of course, there are typically cases where we would have to collaborate with different agencies to make sure that the ecosystem is safe, right? So exchanges provide the framework and the platform for people to do transactions, to get in and out. So before, if you had Bitcoin, right, you had no regulated and above the board way to get in and out of that asset. Today, with a licensed crypto exchange like Quidax, you have a way to do that in a way that's simple, safe, and secure.
But when you talk about the potential for growth in that sector, your outlook for 2025, what does it, in terms of how tough the economy really is right now? Are we still as big as we used to be when it comes to folks still interested in trading cryptocurrency instead of looking for petrol and pay bills and other things? How is it out there right now?
So in terms of my outlook for crypto in general and crypto for Nigeria, yes, right? They're two different things, yes, because crypto is a truly global asset, yes, right? So in terms of my outlook for crypto in general, I think 2025 is going to be a very interesting year, right? So right now we're experiencing what's called the Trump pump and the Trump effect, right? As a result of Donald Trump getting in, right? All of the joys we're seeing with Bitcoin and stuff is a result of the optimism. So I think that will carry into 2025, right? I'm cautiously optimistic about that. Now, in terms of what will happen in Nigeria, I think crypto is a way for people to participate in the global economy, right? I think that won't slow down. Crypto gives people an opportunity to make money. And in Nigeria, two of the things that sell the most are food and an opportunity to make money, right? And then, now having platforms that have a reliable, safe, and secure way for people to participate in that economy, I think the interest would increase, education would increase, and as the general market picks up and a lot of activities going on there, that would trickle down to the Nigerian economy. So I'm optimistic about 2025 for crypto in Nigeria.
If you go back very quickly to summarize in terms of the Nigerian environment, do you think we have the regulatory environment is robust already? Are you expecting further developments from the regulators? I know it's not only the SEC that Quidax and the rest of you are working with. I'm sure there'll be a few other agencies like the EFCC, perhaps the Central Bank, and the NFIU, as the case may be, to ensure that investors are safe. There's a confidence in the market, folks become part of the wider financial market ecosystem in Nigeria.
Yeah. So I think that the regulations that we have today are a fantastic leap forward from where we used to be, which is basically a black box. Nothing is happening there, right? I think it's a fantastic leap forward. Now, I think there'll be further developments, right? Because it is a learning process for everyone. It's a learning process for the exchanges. It's a learning process for the regulators, right? So as things evolve in the space, because crypto at the end of the day is a very fast-moving space, right? So a lot of things evolve over time. So as things evolve, rules will be updated, rules will be changed to get us to where, for the most important part, where investors in these assets are safe and secure at every time T. Right, and that's the most important mandate for the SEC, right? So, and as platforms, I know as Quidax, we're ready to work with the regulators to push that. And of course, yes, you're right. We've been engaging with a lot of the other agencies to make sure that we create a safe ecosystem for everyone who's a part of the crypto ecosystem in Nigeria.
Yeah, thank you very much. Sometimes your world of cryptocurrency moves too fast for my age. And so I just stay within my lane, because sometimes before you wake up, it goes this way, then it goes that way, and it goes this way. But you guys have all it takes to work on. But of course, we'd love to see things happening and touching base with those of you within that space. Thank you so much, Buchi Okoro, the co-founder and CEO at Quidax. Thank you for it.